devil.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I want to say a very big thank you to all of my subscribers. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like my video and share my videos. If you actually find this video that I'm about to show you the illustration helpful, please don't hesitate to hit on the like button, and you can also share it with your friends and tell them, recommend my channel to them. So actually today I'm actually going to be sewing a circle skirt. That's what I'm going to be showing you, a circle skirt with a waistband. Actually this elastic band, I'm actually going to be using it for the waistband. And this skirt that I'm going to be cutting, I'm not going to be adding any zipper allowance to it because I'm not going to be putting a zipper. This skirt is so simple that even a beginner, if you started sewing today, you can actually follow this illustration and make this skirt. It's actually very simple and easy to make, so you just watch how I go along. The measurement that I'm going to be using for this skirt is actually the length of the skirt. That's what I'm going to be doing, and then the waist measurement. These are the two measurements that I'm going to be using for this measurement. And the length measurement of this skirt that I'm actually going to be sewing to the cutting actually is 26 inches, while the waist, which is the circumference, is 30. The waist is actually 30. So you divide the waist into 4. I'm going to be using that method. So before then, I want to fold my fabrics into 4. So I'll just fold from the edge of this fabric. This fabric is actually 3 yards. I'm not going to be using everything, so I'm just going to be using a little. So I'll fold from the edge here. I'll just fold it. So I folded my fabrics. I folded it into 4, dividing into 2. This side I have 30. I have 30 inches. I have 30 inches. So that's what I'm going to be using. 30 inches on on this side, and then 30 inches on this side. So that's how I folded. But initially I folded into 2, so I'm just using that length. So like I told you, that this skirt, the length of the skirt is actually 26 inches. But because of this elastic band that I'm going to be adding to it, I'm going to subtract 3 inches from it because the elastic band is actually 3 inches. So I'll subtract 3 inches from 26. So what I'm going to be working with now is actually 23 inches. Then I add 1 inch at the down, so that I will now be working with 24 inches. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is for me to cut the circumference of this circle skirt, which is the waist part. We actually have two methods of cutting a circle skirt. You can decide to use the formula of 6.28. You divide 30 by 6.28, then you get your circumference. But I actually want to use the other method because most people are used to the 6.28 method. So I want to use the other freehand method. So if you don't know it, you can learn it. So that's what I'm actually going to be doing it. So for you to get that, for you to use that method, like I told you, I said the circumference, which is the waist, is actually 30. You divide 30 into 4. When you divide 30 into 4, you have 7.5. So what you normally do, this is like called you actually call it the manipulation method. So what you do, you take your tape like this. So I'm actually using 7.5. So you take your tape like this and then you place like this. I'm actually looking for 7.5. For you to get 7.5, like most times what I normally do, I'll just measure like this. Instead of you to measure, I'll just measure like this. What I normally do, at times I'll just come, you can decide to use 5 and then check from this side. If you get your 7.5, you just take it like this and then measure. You can see when I use length 5 like this, I got 7, but what I want is actually 7.5. So I'll just take it a little bit down, just come a little bit down below. Like I told you, I said this is the freehand manipulative method. So I'll take my tape like this again and then just put like this and see. So I have my 7.5 now. So I have my 7.5 here. So I'll just roll it like this and then measure to make sure it is okay. I'll measure it. This is if you don't want to use your 6.28 method. So I have 8, which that means it still is too big. Then you come up a bit and then measure like this. So you see I have 7.5 here now on top. So I'm just going to roll it out like this. So this is my 7.5 on top. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, from this 7.5 I'm going to be measuring. I'm actually looking for 24 inches like I told you initially. So I have 24 inches here. You can see this is my 24 inches. So I'll just mark it like this. And then take my tape again and place on top. I'm actually working with 24 inches. I make my curve like this for my skirt. 24 inches. 24 inches. Take it to this end. 24. It's just exactly 24 inch. So I'll continue like this. This is 24 inches. So I'm ready to meet that side. 24. So this is my circle skirt. You can see the shape is already out. Like I told you, this is the freehand method. That is what I'm actually doing. So the next thing, I'll cut the down part out first. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now, cut the top side off. So make sure you cut from the top. So as you can see, this is my full circle skirt. So the reverse side, so you see it properly. Like I told you, I said I'm not going to be putting a zipper on this skirt. So because of that, I got this. You can see the skirt. You can see it. Very fine full circle skirt. So beautiful. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is this buns. All I have to do is just take it to my machine and just sew around it. That's it. That's how simple the skirt is. But I'm just going to use pin to indicate it. So, but for this skirt, if you want to cut this, you measure the elastic band again. You measure it. You measure 30 inches out of it. So when you fold into two, that is 15 inches. Most times what I normally do, because since it's an adjustable band, what I normally do, I normally reduce the radius. I normally reduce by 1 inch or 2 inches, so it will fit perfectly well. Because when you stretch it, it will now fit perfectly well on it. So that's what I normally do. So you can decide to reduce it. You can decide to use the actual length, the actual width. But most times I normally reduce it. So I'll just measure. So you measure, like I told you, you measure the elastic and then cut it. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is just take it to my machine. You can see the elastic on the waist. I'll just take it to my machine and then sew it around and then close up this part. That is actually what I'm going to be doing. I'll start from here. You can decide to join it. You can decide to just join it together before you actually start sewing on top of it. You can decide to do it that way, or you can decide to sew it. Then when you're done, you join. So I'll just use pins to indicate it, so you see what it looks like. I'll sew along this line. So like I told you initially, when you are done, if it has excess, you can actually cut off the excess. So then you will now stitch it. You just run a straight stitch along the straight line of the band just to secure it. Just run a straight stitch across it. So this is it. Like I told you, you just run it along like this, turn it and run, and then at the end of the day you have something like this. You can see the skirt. Okay? Let's secure this part. At the end of the day, your skirt looks like this. You can see it. You see how beautiful the skirt is, and simple, like I told you. And simple. It is so simple. This is a circle skirt, a full circle skirt. You can see it. And very simple. In less than 30 minutes, you are done. You're actually done with this, making this skirt. So I have actually come to the end of this illustration. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like this video and share this video. If you actually like what I did with this skirt, please don't hesitate to just go down below, add a comment, and then hit on the like button. So thank you so much for watching. If you're actually having any problem regarding sewing, you can actually ask me. So thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.